Hello, I'm Susan Street. I'm the owner of Vintage Jewelry Supplies Company. Today I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the products we sell on the website. The first item I'd like to talk to you about is E6000 glue. It's one of the most popular glues used by assemblage artisans and people who make jewelry. It's self-leveling, it's clear, you can paint it, it dries completely in 24 hours, and you have to use like heavy-duty tools to get it to come apart once it's sealed. We sell the small version, and I suggest you use it in a well-ventilated area, as well you should with any glues or chemicals or paints. To give you an example of how you should use this, for instance, if this were a cabochon, you only need to put a little tiny dot on the back of the cabochon in order to make it hold. It's self-leveling, which means it will spread evenly and take in this whole area and hold very well. You don't need to cover every single spot. The way you should use it also is to always make sure it's clear and stringy and that it comes fresh from the tube. As soon as you get some glue out of the tube, put the cap back on, take a tool, a toothpick, a needle tool, whatever you like to use to move the glue onto the product that you want to use. I'm showing you this setting today because a lot of people ask me, how do I get these settings to hold with these prongs? Now normally these prongs are not long enough and they're not strong enough to actually hold a cabochon. So what I do is take a little bit of glue and I drop on this little ledge right here with a needle, a very, very tiny amount. And then I put the cabochon in. In this example, I'm going to show you this other setting, which I'm going to drop there. And I'd let that glue dry for 24 hours. After it has dried for 24 hours, then I would press the prongs from this setting down so that they're closed onto this setting. This is called a turtle setting. These prongs are much longer and stronger, and they can hold, for instance, intaglios or thicker glass cabochons after you've set it on a more ornate setting. This is one of our best-selling settings, the turtle setting, because it has these nice strong prongs that can be used with almost all jewelry parts. The cabochons, the stones, intaglios, the things that are thicker, because you can use a variety of sizes. These prongs can be adjusted up or down to make them accept stones that are a little bit larger or smaller than this. But you just want to make sure that they're small enough that they don't show the background. So that's one of our settings that I wanted to talk to you about today. This is another one. These are meant to hold the pointed back stones, the gemstones that are replicas that are faceted on both the top and the bottom, but there's almost an imperceptible little ledge right here. You don't drop the stone all the way down to rest to the bottom. You just hold it in this area. And remember in the last video I talked to you about pushing the prongs down with the edge of the tool, one of the tools. This is the case. You would just hold it like this and gently push the prongs down, and that would allow, this handle would allow you not to scratch the stone, but also to close the prongs. But I did want to talk to you about that because so many people have asked me. I don't think I have the right size, but you always buy the size stone that the setting is. In this case, it would have to, if it was, say, a stone size 49, you would have to buy a stone size 49 setting to hold that stone. They fit exactly if you get the right size. The next thing I'd like to talk to you about is goop. E6000 is the sister to goop, and E6000, as I told you, is self-leveling. When you are using two relatively flat pieces together, E6000 is wonderful. If you have a hollow-backed setting, which most stampings are, they have a hollow back because they're made by stamping into sheets of brass. There will be some space in between the two items you may be joining. This is goop, and it does not self-level. It's the same industrial strength glue, and you can paint it and you can sand it, but it fills in the space without leveling out. So that would be a really good one for you to use when you're joining two pieces that are dapped so that they don't touch each other. So as in with the E6000 glue, you should always use it in a well-ventilated area. and make sure that you have a fan or an open window anytime you're working with chemicals of any kind. This is one of our glues that is actually will help you with images. If you're using images that you either paint your own original artwork, or if you have transposed it or produced it from a color printer. You can paint both the setting that you are using with this product and use a bristled brush, a gentle, soft bristled brush, and paint the item as well as the setting that you're going to be dropping it in. And that way you have a good bond on the back, and then you can paint it again to seal it on the top. You can add a clear magnifying lens, or you can just leave it the way it is, painted with this product. The other item I'd like to talk to you about is our GS Hypo Cement. This is a specially formulated cement that won't dissolve the back of even the old rhinestones. I'm sure if you've used them before, you've had the experience that the foil was eaten off by glue. This is a really good glue because it has a little tiny needle applicator that you can put even on the smallest of stone. You can hold it in our diamond tweezers that I told you about the other day. You can hold the stone and use this needle applicator to put a little tiny bit of glue on it and then drop your stone into the setting. This is specially formulated for rhinestones, and you will enjoy using it a great deal because it's much easier to use. Just be careful with this needle applicator. It is very delicate. It fits exactly back into the applicator. Don't try to force it or you'll break it or push the needle back down into the product. This is a product that I started carrying recently because so many people ask for a glue that's non-toxic. This is Eco Glue, and it is a very nice glue. It's very good and can be used in a variety of ways, just like E6000 and the Goop Craft glue. So we try to carry a wide variety of things that can be helpful to you. One of the tools I forgot to mention to you the other day, a lot of people ask me, how can I put holes into stampings if they don't have holes? This is a hole punching tool that we do carry on the website, and you get extra bits with it just in case you should break one. The only advice I can give you is to make sure that you always mark your product. I'm going to use the glue example again. If I wanted to put a hole right in the center, or if I wanted to put a hole here, I would mark it with a little ink pen or a magic marker to know exactly where I want to put the hole, because your perception is going to change when you put the tool onto the stamping where you think is going to be the exact center or where you wanted to put your hole. Maybe just a little bit off once you have the perception clouded by the fact that this product, the tool is going to be in your way. So always mark your stamping where you actually want the hole to be and place the tool and die bits over that hole so that you put the hole exactly where you want to and don't waste a piece. The next piece I'd like to talk to you about, the next product from the website I'd like to talk to you about is Ren Wax. It's Renaissance wax. This was formulated to be used in the museums in England, and it is meant to be used on just about anything. You can preserve leather, brass, bronze, just about anything. And it's a great sealant to use when you've done your custom finishes in almost any product, including our Gilder's paste. This is a great product to preserve anything. If you've buffed one of our stampings and you've buffed away the protective sealant, you can put it back on with this. When you put this on, it's going to be matte. It won't be shiny until you buff it. When you buff it, it's going to be beautifully sealed. Thank you very much for joining us today, and I hope you have a great time making jewelry, and we'll visit you again soon. Thank you.